Welcome back. So you may have seen this pop up in your news feeds this morning. It literally just happened a couple hours ago. But the American media organization NPR says it's quitting Twitter. It's the first major news outlet to do it, and here's why.
Twitter has labeled NPR as state-affiliated media, a designation traditionally that's been reserved for foreign media outlets that represent the official views of the government of those countries, like Russia's RT or China's Xinhua.
Now, Elon Musk has been making Twitter more difficult to use for journalists for a while now, from changing verified blue check marks to suspending and eventually reinstating the number of reporters' accounts.
Social media companies make their own independent decisions about content rules, so I won't comment on Twitter's rules, but what I will say more broadly, I'll say there's no doubt of the independence of NPR's journalists. And has been, if you've ever been on the receiving end of their questions, you know this. You know that they have their independence in journalism.
So NPR says that it was disturbed by this move and that it was unacceptable. Fast forward to today, and the organization's chief communications officer said in a statement, quote, NPR's organizational accounts will no longer be active on Twitter because the platform is taking actions that undermine our credibility by falsely implying that we are not editorially independent. Now, NPR's chief executive, John Lansing, also sent out a letter to staff this morning saying, quote, the actions by Twitter or other social media companies to tarnish the independence of any public media institution are exceptionally harmful and set a dangerous precedent. Now, Twitter gave the same designation to a number of other organizations, including the BBC, PBS, and Voice of America, all of whom are fighting back against that label, which essentially puts them in the same category as other state-controlled media organizations in Russia and China. Now, other public broadcasters and government-funded media organizations, including us here at the CBC, have not been given this label, at least not yet. So what does it even mean to be called a state-affiliated account? Well, Twitter defines it this way. Quote, outlets where the state exercises control over editorial content through financial resources, direct or indirect political pressures, and/or control over production and distribution. Now, NPR's 52 accounts have all gone dark, and it's not clear when or if they might come back online. And think what you want about Twitter, it is a place that has been a major center for news headlines, especially for breaking news. It travels fast and far there. And so this change, this choice by NPR and what Twitter's doing as well is a big deal for media organizations, for Twitter and for users, and as well as for journalism. And it's something that we're going to be watching closely, especially here on the show.